Good morning, guys. This is to explain the event number 2, planning with prosthetics. There are two videos on this document that you were given. This first one explains the engineering process. I'm going to kind of open it up and kind of go there for a minute. So it starts out here. There it is. So there it is. And it's 8 minutes and 18 seconds.
To assist animals too. For example, some engineers have developed prosthetic devices to help animals with missing or injured limbs. I wonder, how can engineers use the engineering design process to develop these prosthetic devices?
And that pretty much sums it up. The engineering process. What we're going to focus on are the 3 first steps of the engineering process, which are up here. And I'll pull that up so you can actually see it. Right here, it says identify the problem. So in this case, you're going to select a species and a disability for an animal. That animal can be a human, it can be any kind of animal, it doesn't matter. You then want to investigate and research the disability and see how it affects that animal and maybe affects us, okay? Then the next one is you're going to brainstorm. And what that's going to do is you're going to look at different ways engineers have addressed this problem in the past and come up with ideas and see. And that video has quite a few. Now this next video is kind of an inspiration video. It's called The Present. If you've been in my class, you probably have seen it already. But it shows a little boy who is dealing with a dog who has only 3 legs and he only has 1 leg. So it helps you understand a little bit going on. Now, you research 3 different engineering ways they've dealt with the disability over time. Horses, classic example is if you break a leg, they're going to put it down. There's actually a racehorse who had a broken ACL that they rehabilitated. They rigged up a thing to hang it in the ceiling while it was healing, and then that horse was able to actually run and win races. Pretty unusual thing. Normally, we would have just put that horse down in the past. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to select a design that you're going to design, and then you're going to do a cost analysis of it. Now, as you go down the document, there are going to be 3 different areas you need to fill in. Now, each one, you're going to want to pick a person to be in charge of that paragraph. This person. So if you have person 1, you do this paragraph. Person 2 does this paragraph. Each paragraph in this first section needs to be less than 200 words. Down below, I want you to cite your sources using MLA, and you can do that by using Vivid Now, that's up here, and copy and paste it in there as you use the resource, okay? Now, after you've done that, then you're going to look at, now these are 4 videos here. These 4 videos show different ways that we've addressed problems in the past. Now, these 4 videos are just kind of resources. So what you're going to do now is you're going to look at 3 different interventions or ways that we have dealt with that disability in the past. You're going to look at the strengths of that project. You're going to look at the weaknesses of the project. And then you're going to explain the feasibility of that project. Okay, so that's what it's going to be about. Now, each one of those needs a paragraph per heading. So that's like 450 words. That's about a page of research per intervention. That's a bit of work. So you've got to get going on that if you're going to do it. Okay. Same thing, works cited. Now, the last part is the fun part, in my opinion, where you look at these different ideas and hopefully you're going to get an idea on how to address the disability on your own. Now, when you address that disability, what you're going to want to do is then decide on the project. You must make a drawing of how that intervention is going to look and work. You're going to list all the materials you need for it. And just so you know, I like to keep my projects under about 20 bucks. Even though you aren't building this one for real, try and keep it under $20. That's just kind of my rule of thumb. Then you're going to explain how you're going to test that project after you built it and then used it with the animal. And then what data are you going to collect to see if the intervention or prosthetic is working effectively? Are you going to look for injury? Are you going to look for it dealing with it and using it? Is there qualitative and quantitative? Quantitative is measurable stuff that you can do. Qualitative is observable information that you're going to do. So you're going to want to design data tables to do that. That's how that project works. Now, if you're having trouble with getting inspired about it, if you go to this playlist at the very bottom of the thing, of the document, there are a bunch of prosthetic videos I've already collected, and I'm going to go look some more up. And that's what you're going to do. So all told, you're going to have 1 to 2 paragraphs here, 3 per one of these. So 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages, 4 pages and a half. Now, that's all you've got to do. Well, if you split that up, that's about 2 pages a piece over the next 2 weeks. I want to help guide you through this. And the first thing is pick a species and a disability. The next thing you're going to do is go find out a way they've dealt with it, look for some strengths. This could be a fairly brief, it only maximum can be 150 words. You can break it down to 100 words. Just be, give it in strengths. I prefer seeing paragraphs for 7th and 8th graders. In younger kids, you could do bullet points, but that's what I would do if I were doing this project. Weaknesses. Look for the weaknesses of the project. Is it injuring the animal? Is it actually helping the animal? Is it making the walk? Is it putting other stress on other joints? Is it being effective? And then look at, was it expensive to build? Was it hard to build? Do you need a 3D printer to build it? Do you need a machine shop? I know there's all sorts of things that you need to kind of think and consider about this. All right. And that's all you do.